Awesome. All right. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the channel. Today we have a special guest, Audrey Koenig, aka AK. She's the ones pair and starter last year at Florida State University. We've been working together in the remote program for about 4 or 5 weeks. But I'll let you introduce yourself, and why don't we start with how long you've been playing beach and indoor volleyball and what your journey's been like.
Okay, yeah. So hey guys, I'm AK. I started beach volleyball spring of 2023. So it's been just 2.5, almost 2.5 years now. Or I don't know if I'm doing the math right. I think so. That sounds about right.
Yeah.
So I've had 3 seasons of beach. And I started indoor volleyball a while back. So I think I started when I was 8. So it's been about 14 years. So a lot longer on the indoor side, but yeah. And I started this program like you said, like around 5 weeks ago, and it's been great. So
Awesome. Yeah, and that's what I was going to ask. You've been playing volleyball for a long time, but you've only been playing beach for a couple years. Um, so I guess like from there, what did before we started working together, what did your like beach journey look like, starting in 2023 up until like before we started working together?
yeah, so I mean, it's been pretty like start and stop just because like I was playing both beach and indoor in college. So I would have like pretty much from January through May each season, and then I'd have to kind of flip the switch and go back to the indoor side of things. And I think that was kind of hard having to go back and forth and like regress before getting to progress farther in the beach game. And then this past year was my last indoor season, so I guess like since December I've been like strictly beach, and I think that's been super helpful like this past what 10 months now of just being able to focus on one sport and just really develop some of like the finer skills of the beach game.
Awesome, awesome. And when you first came out to the beach, were you a bump setter?
I was, yeah. So even bump set. So yeah, my first 2 seasons, I was strictly a bump setter, and the first season especially, even just bump setting was hard. Like I guess indoor you do it, but like not really super often. It's not super precise. It's kind of just like a out of system. You chuck it up there and like have the outside go and get it. So it was definitely an adjustment, even just bump setting. And then starting this past season in January, I started hand setting for the first time. And that was kind of like it's scary and it felt like a daunting task. But I think like once you kind of just rip the band-aid off and start going for it, it like really pays off. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So once you started hand setting, like how has it changed your game?
Yeah, I think it's opened up the offense like extremely well. So like I can set my partner like different tempos and like just kind of have a better rhythm offensively. And I think it's really paid off, especially for my partner. And it feels good to like be able to give her the set that she wants and not just have to rely on bump setting all the time. So
That's awesome. So
yeah.
that's what you learned, like starting to bump set. So I guess my next question is, when we started together, what did you think you needed to work on, and like what changed as we progressed?
Yeah, I would say like going into it, like one of my biggest things was just being able to be more consistent, like with my setting. And I guess because I haven't been doing it for too long. I mean, it had been around what, like 8, 9 months of hand setting, but even then I wasn't like totally comfortable with it. I still had to kind of think about it, and like it wasn't as natural as I wanted it to. So I think it was nice being able to do all these different like drills that you had introduced to kind of like get me super comfortable with like the touch of the setting. And like that's just another aspect that I didn't really have to think about as much at the end of all of this that we've done together, is just like the feel of the ball and like how it comes out is like way more consistent now. So that's just another piece that's like, just comes more naturally.
Awesome. Awesome. So would you say like that's one of the biggest helpers in the program that helped you kind of adjust from where you started to like where you are now, like some of that touch?
Yeah, for sure. The touch stuff definitely has, I think, been the biggest improvement. And I think just all the different like unique drills and like the contrasting and all those sorts of things that you kind of introduced have been helpful and just like it's a completely different way for me at least. Like I never thought of setting in that way. So I think that kind of helped me out a lot.
Awesome. Yeah, I remember getting into some of the conversations with you early on and you're like, I've never done something like this before, but you
Yeah.
said you really liked it, right?
No, yeah, it was fun. And it just kind of like made you think differently than what you're used to, I at least in my experience. So
Cool. So, like in the program, were there any other benefits you feel like you received from the program specifically?
um yeah, I think another thing when I had first started that I wasn't like super comfortable with was like setting that tempo three ball. I know we had kind of talked about just like being able to get the ball like super high consistently, and like that was part of the program is like setting tempo three like 25 reps and just like chucking it as high as you can. And I was kind of experimented with how high I could get it up there without like batching it into like a terrible double. So I like each week I noticed it got better and better. And then like the last week that I was doing it, I was like, wow, like I'm getting it up here and it's coming out clean. Like this is definitely something that I'm like way more comfortable with now. So
That's awesome. And could you
yeah.
explain real quick for the listeners like what a tempo three ball is like?
Yeah, so I guess like tempo one is when you go like I guess that's like your fast tempo offense, and then tempo two say is what like a couple balls above the antenna, and then tempo three is like that high, like I wouldn't say out of system, but that's what you would say if you were out of system, kind of pushing it up there and just letting your hitter go and get it. So yeah, it's a pretty high set.
Awesome. Awesome. So how would you describe for someone watching what it's like to be inside the program?
Hmm. Yeah, I would say it's interesting, like definitely a unique experience that I haven't really had before, but I think it's nice like you get to do the reps on your own time, but then you also have someone that's kind of keeping you accountable because you send like videos in of what you're doing, and so you get feedback real time, but you're still on your own schedule. So that's nice. And then you like obviously like if something's looking slightly off or if you're doing great, like you're getting that feedback after you send in your reps. So I think it's a good blend of like you have someone coaching you, but it's also like remote, so you can pretty much get after it whenever you want, which is nice. So,
Awesome. So some of that flexibility and schedule. And how much time did it take you like per week on average?
um, I would say normally every day I would go out there. It took me maybe like 10 minutes, so it wasn't like a huge chunk of time. And then if it's 5 days a week, then around 50 minutes. It just depends, I guess, if you're doing like a longer session, maybe it might be up to an hour, but I wouldn't say it's definitely less than an hour every week for the most part.
Awesome. So you feel like you really gained that touch in like less than an hour even in a week?
Yeah, because I mean, if you're going for it, and like we had the way that the sessions were set up, it's like you got what like 200 reps, I think,
Mm-hmm.
in a session, and it took maybe 10 minutes. Just it was like very heavy, like reps focused, and like you get those reps, you get in, you get out, and it doesn't have to take like a super long time as long as you're doing it good and you're focusing on it and you have like a good intention. I think that's what matters the most.
Totally. So what would you say to somebody that says they don't have time for a program like this?
Yeah, I would say like it's 10 minutes every day, and that's not much. So like if you have a court that's nearby, like you don't even need anyone. You go up by yourself, you can set the phone up. And it's again, it's remote, so like you can do it literally whenever you want. So I think it's like a super easy thing for someone that's looking to get more touch but thinks they don't have the time, because believe there's always more time. If you want to get better at set, there's always more time. So if you can't carve out 10 minutes of your schedule, maybe you got too busy of a schedule, but I think for most people if they want to get better at setting, this is a pretty good option for them. So
Awesome. Awesome. So like who do you think this program is for and like who would get the best results, do you think?
yeah, I would say it would probably be most helpful for people that are like just starting to handset or aren't like totally comfortable with it. Like if
Mhm.
you're looking to like step up your game and you're like pretty comfortable like bump setting and you've got that down and you just started hand setting, but you're like either like you're not doing it all the time or like something's holding you back, like I think this would probably be a pretty good option for them. I mean, any level really could go for it, but I think yeah, those that are like looking to get like their touch more comfortable so that they can start using it in games, I think would probably be best.
Awesome. So and then who do you think would get like the best results?
Um, I mean, I think anyone could see results like no matter their skill level off of this. Like if you're going from like I've never set a ball before to like okay, now I'm like slightly more comfortable, like they would still see like a benefit, but I think like I was saying like people that are like in the beginnings like of hand setting, I think they would see the most progress for sure.
Totally. Cool. Awesome. So you've had a little bit of success in the program. After the time spent in the program, like would you recommend this program to somebody?
Yeah, I would for sure. Yeah, if anyone, I would say for anyone that's looking to get better and especially like it's not easy finding like one-on-one like access to coaching and like so I think having it remote as an option can probably reach like a much wider audience. And so I think like anyone that's looking to get that additional coaching, that additional like edge for their game, I would recommend it too. So
Awesome. Well, thank you for that recommendation.
yeah, no, of course. It's
Um,
great.
I know when you started, I think it was your first experience with remote training, right?
Yes, yes, it was.
So, like, what beliefs did you have before about online training before joining the program?
Mm. I was a little like not hesitant, but I was just like I wasn't sure exactly like how it would go. And like I guess like for me, because I never done anything remote like this before, like coaching's like more hands-on in my experience. And so like I was like a little unsure like how it would go without having someone physically there.
Hmm.
But I think like a big piece of it was like being able to send in the film and like you can see a lot from film alone and then just getting that feedback and being able to tweak something so that the next day you already have like the adjustment like worked out really well. And I think that it like um I don't know, it made me like a bigger fan of remote coaching and I can see like how it works and like the benefits. I think I've reaped some of the benefits from it. So yeah, it's definitely like it surprised me and I think I've enjoyed it so far. So
Awesome. Awesome. So, like, I guess if someone's on the fence, if they were watching and they're on the fence about like, a specific hand setting program or remote coaching as a whole, like, what would you say to someone who's kind of skeptical about remote coaching?
mm. um I would say that it really it can't hurt at the end of the day. Like you're not gonna get worse. So that's a huge thing is that it can't hurt. And also that like you still like get to like know who your coach is and you talk to them like the meetings we've had like you get to like kind of know who your coach is on a bit more of a personal level, so it's not like this intimate like thing where like this random strangers like giving you feedback on your coaching. Like I think it's still like um a good thing where like you get to talk to your coach and like kind of build like a sort of trust. And I think a big thing that you had mentioned was like it's a judgment-free zone. And so just remembering that like we're just here to get better. Like the coach wants you to get better, and then obviously you want to get better. So like not being scared of any judgment that someone might have because it's not there. That's just made up in your head. So I think that like if you think you're gonna be uncomfortable, like no one's judging you at least at the end of the day. Like everyone here has like a good growth mindset. So I think that's like a big thing to keep in mind.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, thank you for that like so much. I really love pushing the judgment-free zone. And
Yeah.
could you maybe talk a little bit more on maybe like some of the meetings and like some of the film and maybe like the mentorship?
Yeah. So we would, the past 4 weeks, we'd meet like once a week for about like 30 minutes. And I think it was nice. Like I sent in some film once or twice and like you were able to see me like play in like drill type situations and like I think just I don't know, being able to connect with each other in these meetings and just I understand like where you're coming from. Like it was nice like when we first started, like you explaining like your background in coaching and like your different philosophies. And I think that was like a huge component of like understanding like the why of what we're doing, I think was really nice. And just like the backgrounds of all the different drills and things like that. And then yeah, like you mentioned the judgment free zone, like you're like push the boundaries, like who cares if you double it, like this that's literally the point right now. Like one of the drills was literally like trying to get the ball to spin a certain way. Like it's just building like mental reps in your head for like, okay, if I touch it this way, this is how it feels like, you know? So it's just like playing around, pushing the boundaries, and it's really just trying to make yourself better. And you have to kind of not fail, but you kind of have to, I don't know, get outside your comfort zone to do that. And I think it was nice that you had expressed or at least like reminded that like no one's here to judge you. Like we're all at the end of the day just trying to get better. So
Totally. And like your ability to like fail forward, like I like to call it, was I mean, you showed like awesome resilience, I think. So like
thanks.
you
Yeah.
absolutely crushed it and really embodied it. So are there any last words that you want to share, publicly about your experiences in the program or anything that we didn't cover?
Um, I would just say that yeah, it was a good experience, and I would say that like I felt like a change in my setting level, like my comfort level with setting. I think I noticed positive change there. And then like externally, I've had a couple coaches notice changes as well. So I think it's just pretty rewarding to like see because I know sometimes like you can go out and do some reps and you're like, oh man, like I don't even know if this is like making a difference. But if you kind of just commit to it and like in 4 to 5 weeks, I had people noticing. So I think that's pretty positive thing and very like motivating and just kind of reflects how this program has actually helped and that anyone can do it. So yeah,
Awesome. Well, thank you so much and congrats. I mean, getting some different looks from coaches isn't always easy and like you put in the hard work, so congrats to you for sure.
yeah, thank you, thank you.
Absolutely. So how can people find you on social media, learn a little bit more about your experience and kind of follow you on your beach volleyball journey?
Yeah, so I guess my Instagram is Audrey Koenig underscore. I am going to be in my last season of beach volleyball for Florida State, so follow along. Should be a fun season, and yeah, I appreciate everyone hearing what I have to say, and I hope that they think that it sounds like I had a good experience and they want to give it a try for themselves. So,
Awesome. Thank you so much. Much gratitude for coming on the channel and viewers looking to handset and start handset training, send me a DM. So, all right, everybody. See you next time. Thank you.
I